Good morning, you guys. How are you? I am doing well. Healing. Healing is a process, and it's not for the weak. Right when you think that you're done, something else comes up, and it actually gets beautiful. Trust me. I've been on this journey a long time, and when you're healing yourself, or you're helping, or you're surrendering to God healing you, at least how it works for me is it comes in waves, it comes in pieces, and you didn't end up in the traumatic situations just like having just one thing happen to you, like, oh, my heart was broken. No, your mind was broken as well. Your heart was broken. Your sense of self was broken. When we go through traumatic things, we have a fight or flight response. And many of us, we get stuck in either one of those. And so it affects all the choices after that traumatic event. And trauma lives in many parts of the body. Ask me how I know. Okay? And there are different modalities available to you when you really want to heal and change the narrative. You're not a victim. You are a victor. And the funny thing about living on Earth is everybody has gone through some type of traumatic event, whether they're dealing with it, whether they're hiding it, whether they're stuffing it under the mattress. Everyone has gone through some type of traumatic event. Why? Because we live in a fallen world. And I wanted to talk about shame. I am a very sensual person. It is a part of my blueprint. And others will try to shame you for being sensual. Now notice, I did not say sexual. Those that have sexual issues will try to shame those who are sensual. Sensuality can be expressed in many ways, and God wants us whole. He wants us whole. So if things happen to you in your youth, if the way that you look, the energy that you carried attracted people who tried to do you harm, you understand shame with sensuality and shame with sexuality. Or if you're one of those people who lived a very open life, you can have a distorted view on sensuality. And not too long ago, God said to me, it's time for you to not feel shame over being how you are, by you getting attention that you get. And there were many things that kept me from being 100% who I am, because I always felt like I was going to be judged, and I didn't want to deal with it. And God said to me, it doesn't matter what they think. Just because you carry an energy doesn't mean you are guilty of its actions. And I laid that on the altar many, 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 many years ago. And I have been celibate for a very long time. And it's part of the healing process of things that happened to me in my life. And God is like, there is no reason for you to be shame, to feel shame. I love that part in Genesis where it says, and they were naked, and there was no shame. There was no shame before the fall. After the fall, there was shame. And God is such a good God. God is such a kind God. He understands in order for you to have an abundant life, there are things that you need. And the difference between relationship with God versus religion with God is relationship gives you freedom. Now, it doesn't give you freedom to sin, but it does give you freedom to experience. There's many different ways that you can have pleasure or indulge without sinning. And I know that that is going to trigger a lot of people who are not whole and who are not healed, because they think, well, you can't listen to that type of music. You can't, have those feelings without it being sin. And it's so funny to me because it's like, relax, relax, relax. God will tell you what sin is when man will just accuse. God is the perfect judge. And in him, there is no distortion. There is no lack. I asked him, I said, show me what abundant life is. I want that. And he was like, you have to be whole in every area. There can be no shame in any area. And there are areas that you haven't let me into because you fear judgment. I don't want to judge you. I want to love you. I want to heal you. And there is no shame. I wonder if other people ever experience that type of deep love from God. Where, we're acting like, oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. And the whole time he's like, I'm not judging you. I'm not those people. I saw the situations. I saw what happened. And even though society says, oh, you're at fault because, you're a woman and XYZ, God says, you're a woman and you're beautiful, and I made you this way, and there is no shame in it. And others who are not comfortable with themselves, they will try to project things onto you. And we are at a time where that's not going to work anymore. Everybody has their own cross that they have to bear. Everyone has their own relationship that God and them are working through. Freedom is beautiful. Freedom is beautiful. Have a wonderful day, you guys. God is allowing me to experience the pleasure of life. And it is beautiful. There is no shame because there is no sin. Healing is a beautiful thing. Trust God. He knows exactly what He's doing. And don't worry about the people that don't know you, don't invest in you, don't take time out to really get to know you, don't ask questions, but all they do is they make snap judgments because it's really showing you who they are. It's not who you are. And it's a beautiful thing to have an open heart. An open heart with boundaries and balance. Many will never know what it means to live an abundant life because they refuse to let God into the areas where there is the most hurt. However, abundant life from God's perspective means that we are whole in every area of our life. There is no shame, there is no guilt, and we are free to express ourselves, free to love, free to laugh, free to have joy, free to have peace. And those things naturally come when you are in a sin-free zone, but you are living abundantly. So many people want to label things, and that is why God says He is the perfect judge, because He looks at the heart. And only He knows the truth of the matter. Anyways, have a wonderful weekend, you guys. I hope that you do something pleasurable for yourself this weekend. It is okay to experience pleasure. There are many forms of pleasure that are not sin. Okay? Okay. I will see you when I see you.